¿Qué pasó, güey? It's your homeboy Quetzalcoatl hitting your ass up with another video. This is the Timothy Bradley versus Manny Pacquiao post-fight video. This fight took place over the weekend. Manny Pacquiao drops Timothy Bradley in the 7th and 9th round of this fight and goes on to win a unanimous decision. Going into the fight, Manny Pacquiao had announced that this was going to be his last fight. I'm pretty sure that he wanted to go on a high note and put on an impressive performance versus Tim Bradley. Tim Bradley, on the other hand, was coming off of an impressive performance himself, where he ended up getting a stoppage victory over Brandon Rios. And in addition to that, he also got himself a new trainer in Teddy Atlas. And people were wondering what type of improvements that Timothy Bradley would make in this fight in comparison to the two other times that he had faced Pacquiao. And this was actually the best performance that Timothy Bradley has had against Pacquiao in the 3 fights that they've had. In the first fight, Timothy Bradley got his ass whooped. He got completely dominated. And I was rooting for Bradley in that fight. But the fact of the matter was that I gave him like 3 rounds in the first fight. And I gave him those rounds pretty much out of pity because he did a little bit more in those rounds than he did in the other ones. But what ended up happening was one of the biggest robberies in boxing history. And it's just straight up. If you believe, because there are some people here that believe that Timothy Bradley won that fight, and I've seen some videos where they say that. If you honestly believe that Timothy Bradley won that fight, that first fight, I think that you should seek counseling for your drug addiction, because it's getting really bad. It's beginning to warp your reality. So please seek help, and I'm praying for you. In the second fight, Timothy Bradley put on a much better performance, was actually leading in the beginning of the fight. The problem was that he kind of stepped off the gas in the middle of the fight, and Pacquiao pretty much started racking up the points and went on to win a clear decision. Going into the third fight, Tim Bradley again got off to a very good start. He was boxing well. He was controlling the pace. He had Pacquiao confused at times. The problem was that in the middle rounds, Pacquiao started showing some really good footwork. He adjusted to what Timothy Bradley was doing, and he started attacking at different angles, and the speed of Manny Pacquiao began to really bother Tim Bradley. Now, in that 7th round, Manny Pacquiao was able to drop Timothy Bradley, although it was like a semi-push punch type of thing that he connected with. So I didn't really have a problem with it being judged as a knockdown because he did land the punch. But if it wasn't called a knockdown, I wouldn't have had a problem with that either. Now, the knockdown that he had in the 9th round was straight up legit. He landed like a left hook uppercut type of punch and just rocked Timothy Bradley. Timothy Bradley dropped, had his ass fucking doing backflips on the ground, doing some tactical Desert Storm, Navy SEAL type shit on the ground. I don't know what he was doing, but he was fucked up. He got back up, and he was pretty much in survival mode after that. I thought that he just pretty much fought the rest of the rounds just to survive. Granted, though, in the 12th round, Timothy Bradley went out there and he tried to knock out Manny Pacquiao. He was able to actually hurt Manny Pacquiao late in that fight as well. That's why I think that this was the best performance that he's had. The only problem was that this was also Manny Pacquiao's best performance of the 3 fights. And in that 12th round where he came out real aggressive, he got rocked again and probably would have got dropped if the fight would have been another 30 seconds. And Manny Pacquiao went on to win a unanimous decision. Now, as you know, I'm not a big Manny Pacquiao fan. And this is in large part due to his hardcore fan base who are casual fans of the sport and highly overrate him. He's a good boxer, but he's highly overrated. But I give credit where credit is due. Manny Pacquiao has defeated Timothy Bradley, who is a top quality opponent, 3 times already. He only got credit for 2, but he beat him 3 times. And if this is his last fight, he goes off on a high note. I gotta give him his props. I personally don't think that this is gonna be his last fight. I think he's probably gonna come back for 1 or 2 more. But I mean, you never know. I have read some articles on Tim Bradley saying that he probably should retire at this point. I don't know about all that either. I think that there's still some big fights for Timothy Bradley out there. But what are your thoughts? Do you feel that Timothy Bradley should retire after this? Do you think that this is going to be Manny Pacquiao's last fight? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section. And as always, if you like this shit, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. This is your homeboy Quetzalcoatl, signing the fuck on out.